Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today for my weekly wellness show. My name is Jerry Baker, and I am a wellness and nutrition consultant and coach. I spent, almost 50 years in the healthcare field, which I now call tongue-in-cheek the sick care field, because a lot of it is focused on waiting till you get sick, or I guess people wait until they get sick, and then they go to the doctor and get a diagnosis, and they get some chemicals, some drugs, some pharmaceuticals to helpfully cure the disease or at least treat the symptoms, and then sometimes have to go back again to get another prescription to counteract the side effects of the first prescription and so on. A number of years ago, about 12, 13 years ago, I discovered a new approach, a more preventative approach through natural nutrition and nutritional products. Um, and my passion really is to educate people how they can become well and stay well through natural nutrition. So what I'd like to do today is to share some slides with you about one particular um, um, product or substance that is overlooked sometimes and is really a very important aspect of keeping you or helping you to stay well, get well, and to stay well. And that product or that substance is protein. You may know a lot about protein, or maybe not so much. So I hope these slides will help to educate you on the importance of protein in nutrition in your body. So again, today's my Discovery Show for July 2nd, 2025. And my mission is to empower people to move from finding cures to prevention. As I said, I've worked in the healthcare field for a lot of years, where the focus was on finding cures, and now I'm really passionate about prevention. So I'm here to help you improve your health by living in harmony with nature and empowering you to live your best life. So welcome to this week's show. If you weren't here last week, we talked about your gut and brain and how they are constantly communicating. And the fact that by nourishing your gut, you can boost your focus, balance your mood, and support long-term brain health. Basically, when you say something that you feel like this is the right thing to do, if you feel it in your gut, there's probably a lot of truth to that because your gut and your brain are intimately related. So if you missed that show, you want to go back to my YouTube channel and see it again. It's available for you there. So we also this past last Wednesday, we aired the Vitality for Life show Gut Instincts, where we uncovered the gut-brain connection. There was a special spotlight on men's prostate health. So if you missed that, you might want to go back and pick it up. So in today's show, we'll talk about a wellness MVP you might be overlooking, and that is, as I mentioned earlier, protein. So have you ever noticed that it feels easier to lose strength as you age, but a lot harder to get it back? You're not imagining things, and I've certainly have noticed that. I've um, turned 77 in January, so halfway to 78, and I certainly am finding this to be true. Starting in your 30s, your body naturally begins to lose muscle mass about 3 to 8% per decade. And by or by our 50s and 60s, that number can jump to 1% or more per year. So by the time you reach our 70s, where I am, we can lose up to 5% annually. So here's a kicker. Even if you're active, you could still be losing muscle simply because your body isn't getting what it needs to maintain it. So protein is that overlooked wellness MVP. When most people hear protein, they think of bodybuilders or gym rats. But the truth is, protein is essential for all of us, especially as we age. So protein does a number of things. It helps preserve your muscle. It supports bone strength and density. It aids in recovery and healing. It's vital for hormone and immune health, and it helps you to feel full and energized longer. So if you've been dealing with weakness or fatigue or even sugar cravings, protein might be your body's way of asking for support. So here's one of protein's hidden superpowers, and that is bone strength. Now, here's something surprising you might not know. Protein makes up nearly 50% of your bone volume and a third of its weight. It's part of the framework that helps calcium do its job. So your bones are constantly renewing themselves, but without enough protein, that process gets interrupted and bone strength can suffer. In fact, higher protein intake has been shown to support better bone density, especially when paired with calcium. So there's a brief video that's available by Dr. Bruce Daggy. He explains this breakthrough in a simple, eye-opening way. So drop protein in the comments, and I'll be happy to send you the link to the video. Or you can email there. I've included my email address on the last slide of the show. If you want to email me, you can do that as well. So you definitely want to check out that video after the show today. But the question now is, are you getting enough protein? A lot of people, especially older adults, don't realize how much protein they actually need. And here's a basic guide. Aim for 0.36 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So for a 150-pound adult, it's about 54 grams a day. That's just to meet the minimum. But if you're active, recovering, or trying to build strength, you likely need more. So here's a pro tip. Spread your protein intake throughout the day. Don't save it all for dinner. So small upgrades can make a huge difference for you. So let me ask, are you eating enough protein-rich foods each day? Could one of your snacks use a protein boost? What would it look like to be more intentional with protein for strength and aging well? Want to go deeper? Join the Vitality for Life, or VFL show, that I'll talk about in just a minute. Matter of fact, I'll talk about it right now. Your summer wellness plan, or your summer wellness game plan. Discover how everyday sports nutrition can power your hydration, energy, and recovery all season long. So again, this will be Wednesday, July 23rd at 8 p.m. And I'll provide a link to that show on the last slide of this program, where you can go and actually register for that Vitality for Life show. So here's a sneak peek at the show lineup. We'll talk about everyday energy, the real power of sports nutrition products. Learn how sports nutrition products can support your hydration, your energy, and your recovery. And then protein powder, what everyone needs to know. There's a lot of protein powders out there. Discover how protein supports metabolism, muscle repair, and sustained energy. And then also fuel and flavor, some quick summer protein recipes. Find simple ways to add protein to meals and snacks that fit with your lifestyle. So join us to unlock a feel-good fuel for your everyday summer life. Come for the tips and stay for the transformation. So register now to save your spot. Again, it's not about performance nutrition for elite athletes. It's practical, everyday fuel to help you feel better, to do more, and to stay energized through the heat of life and the heat of the summer. So I dropped a last link to register for the show on the last slide, your summer wellness game plan. So here's a quick recap of today's show. We discussed how protein supports muscle metabolism and bone health as you age. And I also shared an insightful video from Dr. Daggy on the role of protein on bone health, as well as the upcoming July Vitality for Life show, your summer wellness game plan. So you might also want to read this article in my Wellness Center. It's on one nutrient with a big impact. Are you missing out? Again, talking about protein. Now, if you're not subscribed to my Wellness Center, you can create a free account and then unlock access to lots of great articles, expert interviews, videos, and access to trusted resources. Again, I've dropped a link to my Wellness Center on the last slide of the show, and I always like to point out I'm not going to fill up your inbox with unwanted emails. You might get one welcoming you, but that's it. So again, increase your wellness IQ. Join my wellness community on Facebook. I'll provide a link to that on the last slide. Register for the upcoming wellness webcast, or you can always message me or email me for links to learn more. So here are those important links I talked about. Here's my wellness center. Again, you can stop the pause the video here or take a screenshot and access one or more of these resources a little later. Here's the link to register for my Vitality for Life show, your summer wellness game plan. Also, I have a Facebook page that's dedicated to wellness and nutrition. You can easily, excuse me, you can easily access that and request to join. And then if you're interested in personalized recommendations, here's a link. It's a long one, but if you access this link, you'll be taken to a questionnaire that asks questions about what are your health goals, what is your lifestyle, what is your diet, what are your health concerns, and some questions also about family history and so on. And once you complete and submit that questionnaire, you get an email back with products that are recommended specifically for you. And then once you do that, I'll contact you and provide you some more resources to help you to decipher the contents of that email. And again, you can always email me at jerry@fit4lifellc.com. So again, thanks for joining me today. Glad that you decided to log in. I hope you found this to be helpful and informative, and I hope you'll join me for my Vitality for Life show, which I think you'll find to be very helpful and informative. In the meantime, have a great and healthy day, and hope you'll join me again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.